Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks bringing you your daily Tesla report for Wednesday, December 31st, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts. We are in the midst, I'm going to start near term first and then work my way more mid to longer term. We are in the midst of a sell signal, in part with the open clearly Monday back below last week's low, which is the all-time high week. In other words, we put out a new all-time high last week, and the low of that week last week was 473.82. We gapped back below it. At the same time, we're also in the midst of a sell signal on the daily chart below 472.05, and that actually also played out on Monday when we closed below the 472.05 channel bottom. There is another structure at 476.88 that we gapped below and closed below last Monday. That would have been, that would have been Monday. I was going to say yesterday, but by the time you watch this, it might be Wednesday. Anyway, let's not go there. Bottom line, we are in the midst of a 2 to 3 week sell signal that maintains 422.18 as a 2 to 3 week downside objective. I'll talk more about that in a second. On the way down, we have 454.50. We did test that, obviously, on Tuesday. We settled just below it. It is still a downside 3/8 Fibonacci over the last 6 weeks activity. It can contain intraday activity. If we open above it, we just might pop to the upside. I don't know about 472.05 today. There would have to be some unexpected news, I think, that would drive it that high. But we could play around at 454.5 and bottom out there for a good part of the day if we open above it. But given our sell signal that is in effect below 472.05, we could just as easily open below 454.50. Not only below 454.50, we could even gap lower given the fact that we closed so close to the low on Tuesday. Gapping lower below 453.83, the low from Tuesday, would allow 440.81 today. And this is our 3 to 5 day objective. 440.81 realized possibly within 3 to 5 days if we were to test it today. 440.81 is a downside 50% retracement also over the last 6 weeks or so, can contain today's lows. And yes, if settled below, should then yield our overall 2 to 3 week objective at 422.18 within about 3 to 5 more days. 422.18 is found on that daily chart. It is the same exact structure that we see at 422.92 on the weekly chart. This low 420s able to contain selling not only for the week, but also through January and the first quarter. And from here, we can round up to 531.09 over the next 2 to 3 months. And we are expecting yet another test of 422.92. This structure was tested 6 weeks ago in October, and when we tested it, it held nicely. May well contain selling pressures as it did again on a monthly and even quarterly basis. And from here, we can round up to 531.09. Now, if we do close below 422.92, and I don't see that happening this week, but it may over the next couple of weeks, we may close below 422.92 over the next few weeks.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and NVIDIA, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
422.18 on the daily chart. I would see 368.92 as a 3 to 5 week target, 324.97 as a 2 to 3 month objective. 324.97 is a rising 2/3 speed line projected off that April low earlier this year against the more recent high. It also correlates pretty well with the downside 5/8 Fibonacci. That area can absorb selling on a quarterly basis, and we'll just kind of go back to this chart here. 324.97, a 2 to 3 month objective were we to close below 422.92, but we are not there yet. That is a big picture. If you are if you're what I would categorize as a near-term investor, you hold positions for several months, 3 to 5 months. If we close below 422.92, I see no compelling reason to stay long Tesla under that time horizon. Until then, have at it. Bottom pick away in the low 420s. It is expected over the next couple of weeks can contain selling through Q1 and once tested 531.09 in reach within 2 to 3 months. Working upside, it's pretty obvious once again, we have these structures between 472.05 and 476.88. We've got 2 days left in the week, and we would need to get up and over both of these to really stabilize the outlook. And in fact, if we can close Friday above 473.82, that also is consistent with all that. That would neutralize the sell signal and in turn allow this market to continue by the end of February or sooner into that 531.09 region. But we've got 472.05 and we've got 476.88, both of which are likely out of reach today, but if tested, can contain buying through next week. So if you're looking for a short play right now, it has been in development for the last couple of days since Monday's open, really. And 472.05 all the way up to 476.88 is your short sale zone, because below which 422.18 is likely over the next 2 to 3 weeks. And as I said just a moment or two ago, a settlement below 440.81, and we should see 422.18 in as little as 3 to 5 days. If, however, we can close back above that, I always miss this chart. Here we go. 472.05 to 476.88 area, that actually reverses momentum. I would expect continued gains as we move into January trade. I would expect, let's jump into here, 489.88 within several days. 504.16 is another level within a week or two, et cetera, on the way up to 531.09. I'm going to say within 3 to 5 weeks of closing above this 476.88 level. So closing above 476.88, if you are short presently, bravo. Anticipating the 420s, that is the objective. But if we close above 476.88, my suggestion is not only to exit your short position, but to reverse and go long, anticipating then over the next 3 to 5 weeks, upward continuation into the lower 530s, where we encounter a 6-year rising channel top that may well absorb buying pressures through all of 26. I think that pretty much rounds it out. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. If you're looking for NVIDIA, it is now at wickedstocks.com, where it is part of a suite of daily analytical videos, including the SPY and the Triple Q, 2 stock picks a week, weekly Apple stock, S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, the list goes on. And we offer now a 14-day, that is a 2-week free trial, no questions asked. And if you don't like what you see, you can bail on your 14th day at no cost to you whatsoever. So check us out at wickedstocks.com. I'll be back Wednesday afternoon after the close with Friday's report. Thursday, of course, is New Year's Day, and you have a good one. Have a happy New Year's. We'll talk soon.